Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Comfy Org stream. I'm here with Phil and Caitlin from ByteDance or BytePlus. We are really excited because tonight we're going to play with Seedream 4.0, which is just a bonkers model. And we're really lucky to have someone from the team here to help us understand why it's so cool. So I'm Pers. Y'all know me. And I'll just let everyone else introduce themselves, please.
Yeah, my name's Phil. You guys already know me. Generative Phil on the Comfy stream.
Hi, this is Caitlin. You can call me Xiaoyu as well. I'm from the product teams of Seedreams and ByteDance.
Amazing.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you too. All right. So yeah, basically we've been playing with this model nonstop for about three days, 2 days, two or 3 days. Been finding all these things that it can do, all kinds of stuff. You know, it's similar to a lot of the other image edit models, but this one is extremely high resolution. Everything looks really good, and it's just amazing at stylizations, amazing at all the things that you would want from a model like this. And as you all know, these models then become the basis for your video generations. So you can, literally start building your scenes as keyframes, animating them and bringing them together. And, this is one of those ways to truly control what you're making and like truly control the outcome. So we're all super excited to hear even more about how this model works. So if you'd like to take it away, Caitlin, we'd love to hear about it.
Okay, let me share a few slides. And
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, go over here and switch it over.
Can you see my screen?
Very soon. There we go.
Okay, great. Yeah. Yeah, so it's great that it's my honor to be here to join the ComfyUI live streaming rooms. Yeah, so I'm from the ByteDance teams and also the BytePlus teams. And right now we are also offering this Seedream 4.0 as an API service on BytePlus model art platforms. And this model is really strong. So it is the industry first models that generates up to 15 narratives consistent images in one sequence. It can preserve the creative styles and also the user prompts very well. So I think you already tried out and you will notice that you will do image creations, interactive editings, and multi-image fusions up to 10 reference images very well. And I have also to highlight that this model is very strong in advanced stylizations. You can either give a prompt to suggest the desired styles, or you can even upload the reference image to follow and learn the styles of that image. Yeah, not mentioning that it also supports up to 4K resolutions generations. So you get to choose the resolutions of the generated image. That is also very cool. And here are two videos that we made from the visual of the Seedream 4.0s. Yeah.
The morning rush hour is so tiring. How I wish I could just slip into my pretty dress, put on my favorite sunglasses and straw hat, grab my vacation gear, and enjoy the sunshine at the beach. That would make me happy.
I would like to combine the woman in image 1 and the man in image 2 into one frame, referring to the pose in image 3. Wow, this is perfect.
The morning rush.
Okay, so there are 5 key benefits of Seedream 4.0s. I can quickly go through with you one by one and show some of the demos. Okay, so since this model supports batch input and batch output at the same time, so it gives a lot of support for story-driven series generations. So for example, you can upload the image of this blind box, right? And you can say that refer to these image styles and generate a set of 4 pictures for blind box featuring a cow, a rabbit, a puppy, and a kitten, respectively. So it's able to learn the styles very well, and it is highly consistent, not only the style, but also the environment, and it can generate the respective animals correctly. You can also use it for storyboard creations or comic generations. For example, you upload 2 characters, and you can ask the model to refer to these 2 characters and generate a series of fight scenes, right? Actually, we didn't specify what type of actions we want in this scene, but the model is smart enough to understand the storyline of these fight scenes and come out some of the key scenes, and it will be able to generate with the 2 character highly consistent. As I have mentioned, that is quite good at stylizations. So I think there are 2 ways you can use it. But the first is by specifying the styles that you want. For example, I can change the materials of this logo to different materials like ice, glass, flowers, and so on. So it will do the job very well. And you can also upload a specific images and say, just learn from this image and transform the uploaded images to the specified styles. That also works. And it has a very accurate understanding in a lot of the styles, and it's also listed in our prompt guidebook where you can refer to. Yeah. So I think it's also a great tool to convert your idea to visuals. So for example, the UI UX designs or packaging designs or industrial designs. So you can upload a logo and say just generate a set of visual designs for this outdoor brands, sports brands, and green, right? And you can just say generate a hat, generate a box, a bracelet, and so on. As you can see that the generation are very consistent, and it's also very fast, and so it will be a great tool to increase the efficiency of the designers when they come to brainstorming or storyboarding and picking from different ideas. Okay. Yeah, the other thing is about the prompt accuracy and the deep intent understanding capabilities. So here are 2 examples. The first one is to fold the blanket and put on the sofa, right? You can do the job very well. And the second one is quite interesting. So the prompt is actually, what should this display show after 1 minute? Yeah, so it will do the modifications accurately, but I didn't ask them to change the number from 0 to 1, right? I mean, the model is not only a good designer, not only a good artist, it's also a good common sense maker, and also it's also a good scientist. So you can even come up with some scientific questions. For example, you can just print this equation for me, and it will do the job. Yeah, that's amazing, right? Because it's not just following your prompt, but it comes with its thinkings and its understanding of the prompt, and it can have some happy or like an expected surprise for you. Okay, not mentioning that it's also aesthetic quality is much higher compared to the previous versions. Okay, yeah, I think I have pretty much covered the key benefits. But there are still few things I think is really useful in the actual scenarios. For example, you can use it for AI dress up, and also industrial designs like interior designs, and for poster design as well. So there are few commonly faced problems in poster design. For example, you want to resize the layout, right? You want to resize the poster into different size, and then it usually takes a lot of time to do like reorganizing the layout and while keeping all the elements included. So this model is able to do this task by just specifying the styles and also specifying the layout. For example, I can transfer this poster from this layout to left and right layout, bottom, top and down, and the circle layout, surrounding layout, and it will all do the job within one prompt. Yeah, And then you can use it also to do very accurate editings. For example, you want to change the number on these posters, and you will be able to do that. I would say the text rendering for this model for English and Mandarins are quite good. And it's not only the key, like the big titles, but also like the relative, like smaller text is okay. And they also can do interactive editings. That means that you can circle or you can do some annotations on the original images, and you will be able to transfer the images and follow your annotations and prompts. Yeah, I think the last but not least is the 4K resolutions. Yeah, this is definitely a very important one. Okay, that's all for my slides. So
That's amazing. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in there I didn't even know it could do.
Yeah, and I think that's like the exciting part, right? Is like, we train these foundational models and the emergent properties are almost like unseen until they kind of gets in the hands of people using them. So it's going to be crazy to see what the community does with something this powerful.
Absolutely. I'm just going to show everybody what the API node is like and how it works, and then we're going to get into a little bit of an interview section where we talk about a few things and go deeper. So let me just jump over to my screen real quick. Boop, boop, boop. There it is. So yeah, the API node is very, very simple to use. The ByteDance Seedream 4 node uses the Seedream 4 model. You just pop your prompt in right there, select your size preset. All the famous aspect ratios are here, but also you can customize your width and height here as well. You can do sequential image generation. You set that to auto, and then you set the maximum number of images. And now I can say, show this character in 8 different poses, and it will actually send me 8 different images instead of having to like unstitch them from, maybe a generation and it's one of the other models. Instead of getting them in one image, you get 8 images out, or I think the maximum is 15, right? That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring to light like the specs on the model are nuts. 10 images in, 4K out, 15 images out in a batch. Like no model has ever been like this before.
It's like it's surprisingly fast for the size in which it's inferring. Like, So basically, you can feed an image in, you can feed a batch of images in, you can feed a stitched image in, you can make your own collage into a single image and pop that in. However you like to do this, you can do it with this model. I've jammed in, I think, 4 or 5 images, and it was able to understand what I was trying to do. Super performant in that way. And then being able to get multiple images out is also like just incredibly useful for like iteration and working on these things where you might not get the right thing the first time, but you might get the right thing on the 7th time. And then our normal seed randomized stuff, and then the watermark you can turn on and off for the AI generated watermark in the corner. And that's it. That's all there is to that node. It's very, very simple. That's the nice thing about these API nodes, because we're calling these services from external machines and stuff. So you don't have to install anything on your local machine. You don't have to do anything. You can pop it right into Comfy and go. And then it integrates with every other node in Comfy as well. So as you can imagine, you just take this and you pop that into Vdo or VO3 or whatever you like, and then you've just immediately got a thing that can make an image and then make a video out of that image. And that's just the beginning.
Yeah, all I'm thinking is Seedream, getting out a ton of images for like a storyboard, and then right into Seedance. That does cuts. So I have a storyboard, multi-cuts on each piece of the storyboard. Like, there's a flow here for sure.
It's super exciting. You can play with this right now if you want. Generations are, I think, the cheapest of all of the models. It's cheaper than all of them that I've tried. So if you're looking for that, this is the way it is. Cause like 2K images for, I think 3 cents US or something per pop is actually, is crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's incredible.
So yeah, that's the node, and we'll play with this node a little bit more. But I'd like to get back into the interview section here because, yeah, we're super interested in this model. So, what is Seedream 4.0 all about, and why is it exciting for everyday creators?
Yeah, I will take this question.
Sure.
So I think for this release, and we combined multi-model generations into one model. So we have text to image generations, image editing, and multi-image generations. And the model performance has been escalated, and it is very good at prompt adherence, consistency, and aesthetics. So, for example, you can generate 4K images. So you can even count dog's eyelash and see people's skin details in the generated image. So it doesn't look like a AI fake image at the first glance, right? Okay. The second is that it dramatically lowers the creative barriers and empowers anyone to visualize their ideas and touch-ups by making some of the modifications to their existing images. So I think these are the key changes, and it's really really impactful for the daily creations of from the creators. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the complaints we get, is I have some control, but I don't have all the control that I want, or it's very hard to, mask out something and then in-paint it and things like that. Like these are all skills you need to build over time. But when the model can just do it, it's like then I can just ask for what I need and move on, and like that is super important for most creators that I know.
Yeah, best case scenario, right? The model just does it.
So how does it feel seeing people use the model in unexpected ways?
Actually, we have never anticipated like how powerful this model is when it comes to our audience. So it is very exciting to see how people are using it, the models. So for example, when we see people doodling and with the stick figures and made the celebrity do the same act, right? And we were truly amazed because like that was not the idea that I can come up with, right? So I think it's not just about the technologies. It gives a lot of capabilities and the features, and this model they will empowers the creators to come up with their mind-blowing ideas.
Yeah, I just pulled up the example of what you're speaking about there. I mean, look at that. You can tell it, these are the two characters I want, and this is the pose I want them in, and then it just actually does the thing. Not like other models where you gotta fight it for an hour.
Yeah, I mean, like visual language is so powerful, right? Like just being able to just roughly sketch out what you want. Clearly, if you're not even a traditional artist, just stickmen are more than good enough, which is crazy. How does it change the way that artists can brainstorm and explore their ideas quickly?
Oh, I think there are a few big changes here. Because last time we were not doing input and output, batch outputs, right? So I think with these key features, batch input and batch output, it makes a lot of difference. So for example, the batch input is an easier way to provide more context to the model. So the model will able to learn from the multiple inputs and autonomously extract the key features from the reference images and transform onto the target. So this is more effective and will be able to demonstrate like a more kind of variety of ideas. So, and this model comes with a strong understanding of the physical word structures, right? So I've shown you a few examples, but you can also use it for e-commerce, for example. Like if I want to sell a fishbowl and I want to demonstrate my products in a sunny garden environment, and the model will help me to automatically adjust the lighting and shadows and reflections to present this realistic fishbowl posters for e-commerce. I think this is because we have supported multiple inputs and there more context to the models, and the model is smart enough to understand the physical word structures, so it happens. And the other one is the batch output. Yeah, because this is the industry first models that supports batch output. So that unlocks a lot of ideas. For example, I can create character consistent and style consistent a series of images. And this will be greatly used on storyboarding and comic creations. And it's also highly valuable for IP-based product designs and the creation of emojis. So I think the creative agencies or the advertisers and also the UI UX designers will love this feature. There's one more I want to highlight is the doodle. You can just doodle on the image, like circle it and say, just add a sofa on this room, and then you can easily change the element to your image, because it was like not easy to describe what do I want, right, within the prompt. The text is still too difficult for some of the descriptions. So that's why when it comes with the doodling of the image, and you will make things much better and more effective, accurate.
Yeah, a lot of creatives are used to that type of annotation when they're giving notes back to designers and stuff. So like it's such a natural thing to just, circle what's wrong and say, put a big X through it, or draw what you'd like in the thing. But it's so cool that it can just like look at that and do what a like a junior designer would do for you in seconds. It's super, super cool.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel like you've made the model feel more natural, right? In that regard, where like Furs was saying, if there's revisions on something that I'm working on a project, and I'm getting back scribbled notes, and it's funny that the notes back from a director can almost be straight up fed right into the model wholesale, and the
which
changes
makes you
happen.
the director,
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Makes everyone the director.
Well, that's like the most exciting thing about these tools is just breaking the barriers down of cost of creation. Now, a kid with a fantastic idea might be able to realize that idea, 10 years before they would have the gumption, skill, and knowledge and money to do so, right? Yeah, no, it's so cool. Let's move on. What how could you see Seedream 4 help with making posters and comic, game art, or even memes?
Yeah, so we have touched a bit on that, but I like the idea of using it to do memes. Yeah, so you can upload your cat photos and you can create a set of your cat's memes. That's very useful, and I think it's a very good scenarios for all of us. And you can also use it to do poster designs. So you convert into different size, different layout. You don't have to take a lot of time to do the minor adjustments, right? You have just give the comment to the models, and it will be doing all this for you. Do all the variations based on your comment.
Yeah, like something like this is crazy. Like the fact that it can upscale this awful looking image to something that's like that clean is crazy. Yeah, this is so cool. And like that can be extrapolated into millions and millions of things for people. So especially game assets, magazine covers, all that stuff. Oh, so cool. What have you seen any like happy accidents, emergent properties with the model that really blew you away?
Yeah, so one of the examples I liked the most is I saw this ice cream recipes prompts, right? So you just create tutorials, diagrams for ice cream making steps, bullet point styles, and just you can generate the descriptions and also the steps. To be frank, myself, I don't know how to make ice cream, right? But the model knows, and it break it down and come up with these 5 steps. I can even learn, okay, and it's very visually appealing.
You know what I love too is it's step 1, step 2, step 3, then step 3 again, then step 4, and then step 5. those sort of things are that's my favorite part of AI. Just the little bits.
And it's silly, right? Because like I've almost with these new models had to like rewire my brain in the flow of which I create images, because perfect Pers, you highlighted the double 3 in this, right? But maybe you love
Yeah, we just
everything
edit it.
else about it. Just feed it. Well, you
I
just feed
know.
it back in again and just let it do its thing. So it's really powerful that you don't have to one shot the perfection anymore. You can really just incrementally bring
Yeah, because
yourself
this
to what
is
you need.
90% correct, and we can get it to 100 with
Yeah.
maybe 2 more edits, and that's that's especially with the text. Like most models, like this much text, no chance, and definitely no chance you're editing it. Uh,
And
I
it's also
know
stylized
yeah,
text.
this is really cool, really really cool. I've been showing pictures already, but what kind of projects have you seen the community make with this so far?
Yeah, so we have put a few examples, and
Mhm.
for example, there's one that make a famous celebrity or cosplay anime cartoons with one sentence, right? That's something very mind blowing.
Right.
You can show these examples.
Do I have it?
Yeah, here. So can you zoom in?
Oh, yeah. Which one is it?
Yeah, maybe the first one. We can take a look. Yeah, this one. Yes.
Oh,
Oh yeah, this
yeah.
one's great.
So the beauty is that you can see in the water puddle, right? And there is this the reflections, and it's also animated.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah, true. Right, the style carried through even into the reflection, but the rest of the scene is still realism in
Mhm.
the puddle.
That actually, this could be a really, really interesting way to do one of those like live action anime or live action cartoon movies, where there's like mixed like realistic humans and cartoon 2D characters in the same film. Like, yeah, I could see this being extremely powerful. Yeah, look at this. It got everything. It got the bag, it got the shoes, it got the hat, it got the jacket, it got the shirt, and it got the pants.
You know what's crazy about these models is sometimes I put something in, like a character or whatever, and they might be a complex character, and I'll get the image back and I'll be like looking at a feature of the generated image and be like, is that in the character reference? And I go look and it is, and it's like it's
Yeah,
catching things that I
exactly,
don't even see,
exactly.
like
Yeah, this is and there's yeah, I don't know. The aesthetics are very good. Very, very good. Like every image feels like a keeper, which is pretty rare in these models. This is an interesting example too. You see how
Yeah.
um
The bread is
yeah,
flattening out,
the
and
bread's
so
actually
even for the
falling
grape,
down.
yeah, so it understand the real world structure.
Like on on this one, it's like
interesting.
the bun is sort of suspended in air, right? But on this one, the burger is actually missing. It's
That's so
super cool.
strange. Yeah, I wouldn't have. Yeah, yeah, they are really
Mhm.
learning the physics
And I
of
know I spoke
life.
on this, but like, what?
Yeah, I know.
I also know this meme too, which is great. The when the cat tried to unlock the
Yeah,
phone.
so good.
And yeah, we talked about this one as well, but like, come on, that is because then you just animate this image and do another pose, animate the image, do a pose, animate an image.
So, Pers, I think we touched on this, how the community can start jumping in and experimenting with the new node.
Use bridge.
But what other creative workflows does it unlock, like in combination with other models?
Oh, I can take that one. We can mix this with everything that's in Comfy. And I mean, you know that too, Phil. Like,
Absolutely.
not even like image to video is the low hanging fruit of obviously, yeah, that's going to be amazing. But
Of
also
course.
now we've got an image editing model. So when we're doing like, I know we talk about it a bit, but when you're doing creative design and like say we're making handbags, we're making shoes, we're making something, the ability to ask for edits and then do massive batches and then walk away and then come back and just have a folder full of images ready to go. Like, and not only that, but images that are, pretty much like studio ready. That we don't have that yet. Well, we do now, but we didn't have that before, so that's the most exciting thing for me, like how it's mixing together. And yeah,
I've been playing with it a little bit on stream here, just in the background, and I threw in a character, and I got like a nice like multi-image storyboard. And for me, that kind of is like a huge unlock, because getting character consistency in models in the past has been getting incrementally better and better, and to the point where, like, we're almost like at a perfection level. But the thing that always fell apart was, okay, you get the character in like at a coffee shop, but if you wanted to re-angle the same coffee shop, you now the model has lost that context, and it won't really be the same, even if you were to like kind of edit it again, right? And so what I like, where my brain goes, is now that we have like a batch output that's also in context, in the render, like in the whole process render itself. The results that I've been getting on my end are amazing. It's like I'm visually telling a story with the scene and the character both consistent from multiple angles, zoom ins, cutouts, establishing aerials. And so, like, then going from image to video is almost the easier part, because the consistency of the world around the character is already defined through those multiple shots. And so that's like the one thing that's like really sticking out to me with it so far.
I'll take it back to Caitlin. If you imagine Seedream a year from now, what would you love to see it doing?
Okay. We will, of course, continue to improve the quality of the generations in terms of prompt followings, consistency, aesthetics, and so on. And our team will definitely aim for the highest. So I'm very looking forward to the future models as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And what advice would you give to new creators just starting with generative AI?
Okay, my advice is not to be afraid of experimenting and making mistakes. The model has become very powerful, but it is always you that have the endless creativities, right? So it is help you to bring your ideas into life. So the key is to just practice and adjust your prompt and keep iterating, and keep trying, right? So you will be the master of the models, and it's not just about the technology, it's about the creativities.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. This has been amazing.
Yeah, thanks so much.
We often get to play with these models, but we don't really get to talk to the people who made them. Like most of the times,
actually,
it's all a mystery that we kind of have to figure out ourselves. So it's very nice to actually hear, from the source, what you guys had in mind when you made it, all this kind of stuff. It's super awesome.
Yeah, and you guys have definitely been paying attention to the pain points in the community at large, right? Everything from the annotations to the multi-in, multi-out, the resolution. Like, these are all problems that very technical people like myself and Pers in the generative space, like, we know they're problems, and they've been problems for a long time. And so it's nice to see companies and model creators like yourselves kind of address those problems just head on, and really just push the benchmark, basically.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I'm going to keep generating a couple models, but what we'll do is we'll pop on the Q&A thing, and if you guys have questions, we can answer them while we generate. Let's get this going. It's a shame they're ignoring the live chat. Just saying. Hey, you know what? We never ignore the live chat. Okay. Hold on. I just made the best image so far. Let's get back over there. So I asked for, this man is wearing a penguin suit, standing in a fountain full of nacho cheese in a busy town square. We got super close. I'm not in the fountain, but the fountain is full of nacho cheese. And it's funny. I've done it twice with this penguin costume, and I never have the head on my penguin costume. It's always like taken off and put under my chin. So good. Anyway, yeah, let's get back to the Q&A as I ignore the chat. All right. Can we do sequential edits? Like if you generate one thing via API and you want to tell it now change this, can you, or do you have to feed in the last output and reprompt? We actually have a node for that. There is a node that is called image input from output, I believe, or a load image from output. And so what you can do there is that node can plug in to your API node or whatever you're processing. And then you spit out an image, and then it will continue in a loop from that image that it's generating. So you can absolutely just keep iterating, run, type a new prompt, run, type a new prompt, and it will grab the image it made, run it back through like an infinite loop. So it is totally possible to do that.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I haven't played with it yet. Does it handle arbitrary text well, aka words and number combos that wouldn't appear in the data set? Like a neon sign with the letters, spam random keys. Let's find out. A neon sign with the letters. Let's try a strange sequence that is totally not my password. Wink. Yeah.
Big sus.
Everyone's going to be trying this password on every single one of my accounts. Is the chat only on YouTube? No, the chat is everywhere, Robbie. We are live streaming on X, YouTube, and Twitch. 9B, SUE, 23, B, BUE. It nailed it. It absolutely nailed it.
Why are you using your password? Come on.
Okay. Let's try with the letters. Seedream 4.0 is pretty cool.
You got to switch.
Oh, you guys can't see it, of course. I'm just reacting to stuff you guys can't see, as usual.
We're reaction.
Yeah. But look, it nailed it.
Wow. Deep blacks too. That's really useful.
You can explain that for a minute if you want, Phil.
Yeah, well, I mean, simply put, the models in the past, like absolutes, have been very difficult with the earlier versions of generative models. Pure whites, pure blacks, very, very difficult. And I mean, if anyone just goes and takes an image and throws it into Photoshop and starts messing with the curves, you would know that like those images are not deep black. They're probably some sort of mix of a gray. And I don't know, it's really refreshing to if you prompt for deep black, you will get it.
No, it's super cool. It got this whole phrase. And like they're all connected like neon tubing would be. Oops. Wrong button.
Yeah, well, what was blowing me away is like really the
I mean,
speed.
yeah, that's 2K in what? 12 seconds?
Like 10 seconds? Yeah, come on.
I want to talk about the speeds. We are increasing the speed models. Actually, next week, it will be much faster.
Oh, that's amazing.
We're working on that.
Which is even more insane.
On Monday.
Yeah.
So give us some time.
Colors look great, says Cosmic. I agree. Henry, yeah, I've had issues with models on super random letters and numbers. Might be issues with quantized models I've used. It's good to see that it can do text well. Thanks. Yeah, Henry, this is actually important to talk about. The lower your VRAM, the less VRAM you have to infer, the smaller the model, kind of the worse it is at text. And a quantized model, like a model that's been shrunk down, will be infinitely worse than the model that wasn't. So when we say, a lot of people have been asking, is this model available locally? I don't think we could even run it locally if we had the weights. So, especially at this kind of speed, I'm just guessing that it's a very large model. It doesn't feel super distilled. It feels like a very big model running on very big hardware. And that's why the API nodes are so powerful, because I don't need to download the model. It's definitely not going to run on my Mac. Like there's a million reasons to just offload this stuff. And another thing to talk about with API nodes and offloading specifically is like LLMs as well. The speed at which you can talk to an LLM through an API node versus having to load that model into your memory, then unload it, then load your inference model. It's like night and day difference. So you can extrapolate that with all these API nodes, like to just punch up your workflows and get things going quickly. This is less of a thing with, users at home, doing stuff for fun. But once you're in a high pressure situation at work or creative stuff like this, like it's just imperative to be able to iterate quickly like this. So yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to touch on that actually because I kind of sit in the weird middle ground where I do use these models in production settings for paying gigs and high client jobs. And I love tweaking the innards of a model and like playing around in comfy land. But when there's a deadline, I just need the result and I need it accurate and I need it high res. And like that's like the beauty of having best of both worlds in a system like Comfy. And now just like continually having better models like Seedream and all of the BytePlus and ByteDance models. When I just need the results and there's no room for R&D, I can just count on them to work.
Yeah, we talk about LoRa's for control and things like that, but for 90% of stuff, you're just trying to get something on a model. You're trying to get a brand onto something, and for that kind of stuff, these models are like they're untouchably fast.
Second to none.
Adding money to my Comfy account as we speak. Yes, yeah, I know.
I actually have a question. And this is like maybe you can answer it, maybe you can't. For the like the batch images out, is that still considered one API call or is it like per unit? How does that work? And like, do I have to prompt for the batch or is it like a hyperparameter in like the API call?
You have to set the sequential image generation to auto because right now it's disabled by default in the API node. So it'll only return one image by default. But if you change that sequential image generation to automatic and then you increase the maximum number of images, you can set the maximum number of images that it'll make. And I believe that each one of those images is a, API call in the sense that like it will cost as many images as it is. But
Right.
you have to prompt for it, which is really cool. It's not like, well, if you just say sequential image generation auto and say 8 and don't ask for 8 images, it's going to give you 1 image. Yes,
Wait,
you have
really?
to say I want 8 views of this character. I want 6 views of this character. I want 7 views of this character. Then that maximum is just the maximum that it'll make. So you could ask for 15 and it'll only make 8.
I see.
You can ask for 3. It'll
I
only
get
make
it
3.
now.
It's super cool. Yeah,
Right.
it's super cool.
Okay, so yeah, that was pretty much my question. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's super helpful. Martin asked, "What's the difference between BytePlus and ByteDance?" I mean, you can answer that, Caitlin.
I can take this. ByteDance is the group names. So there are many business units in ByteDance, like as a group. We have so many products, right? And BytePlus is one of the business units in ByteDance. So, and for BytePlus, we are focusing on the enterprise services, and AI is, of course, like one of our key focus. And we are purely focused on the global market. So we are headquartered in Singapore. I'm also based in Singapore. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. Oh man, this is great. I am torn between a large GPU or just paying for runway per month. I mean, it's getting to be that way, the way that these models work, like it's maybe cheaper to just dole it out piecemeal when you need it, get accounts, get API accounts, get unlimited memberships for a month on services that you're really going to use that month. And, I bet if you add all that up by the end of the year, you probably spent less than like 4,000 or whatever it cost me to get my 5090,
Yeah.
But that being said, also local inference is possible on almost anything. So it all depends on what you want to do. And if your end goal is extremely high quality, state of the art, bleeding edge models, you unless you get a 5090 and you cook videos all night and heat your house, this is just faster and easier and better to just make the videos you want to make and then get out. But again, if you're a hard explorer, you just want to learn about this stuff, you want to just voraciously try to understand machine learning, local GPU is invaluable.
Yeah, I think it's just what do you value more, right? The tweaking or the output?
Phil, I just joined. I'd love for it to be able to combine multiple face photos to create a consistent character from multiple photos. This would help not to have to bother with Allura or be able to train with them. You should try it because I bet you it does the thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm putting in a complex character right now, and not only is it nailing the character features, and the character it has no mouth, it has no nose, and in the past, models just wanted to put those features on my character, and it's like, no, the character doesn't have those features, and this model is nailing it, and the style of the character and the world she's in. So that's
that
also
example
important.
you showed, Phil, is the one of the first ones we did there was crazy with the super consistent character and all the shots. Yeah, so cool. Putin's cat would like to know, did you answer about GPU accelerators last time? I was thinking of 24 gigabyte GPU and some accelerator. What's a GPU accelerator?
Maybe optimizations.
Well, when I learn what GPU accelerators are, I'll answer your question.
Putin, don't be the person that's melting GPU power cords.
I wish those fancy new NVIDIA computers that are being announced could run Comfy. Me too, buddy. Me too. But who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? Maybe we'll get our little AI computers doing stuff in Comfy. Right on. Well, friends, this has been amazing, but I think we covered it. We are going to be playing with this model probably on Tuesday. Phil and MJ and I will just be going crazy with it. So come back on Tuesday for that. And as always, Fridays, just like this, Tuesdays and Fridays, we do these streams. This stream was a little later to accommodate Caitlin's time zone because it's hard doing these streams from all over the world and trying to get the right time for these streams for people. All of our European viewers would love us to do the streams a little earlier, so we will maybe try alternating the start times on Tuesdays and Fridays and see if we can get things like that going. But otherwise it'll be the same time every week, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. And yes, thank you so much, Caitlin. This has been very informative.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Yes, my pleasure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And yeah, just some admin stuff. Our challenge is on. It is still going. Please make a video. This week we did pose control challenge. So I made a bunch of looping animate diff videos, and then we made poses from the loops. So every single one of the poses loops. So when you guys make all your videos, we're going to be able to cut them together into one long sequential thing that's doing its thing.
Nice.
So please, if you don't know how to do fun control, you don't know how to do pose control, come to the Discord and ping us. We'll help you. We'll get it going, because these are things that are built into Comfy. You can do them on your local machine, and they are very, very cool. So yeah, we want to see all your dancers, and I don't know if we showed last week's. Can't remember if we'll have to show it on Tuesday, but you guys killed it with the Leighton Reforge. Oh my God. Yes.
The transformation.
Oh yeah, we did watch it. Yeah.
We did show it. Yeah, that was
our
awesome.
Community is cracked. You guys are
that
crazy.
one was
but
crazy.
Join the challenge, have fun with us. Hit the blog.comfy.org. All the streamers, all the things. We're on Twitch, we're on X, we're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Instagram, we're on all the socials. It's ComfyUI everywhere. Come join us, join the streams, join the Discord. We are going to be moving the Thursday Hangouts to every other week. So we won't be doing it this week coming, but the week after, we're going to get back into it and start basically probably just playing with Seedance for 2 hours, or Seedream for 2 hours in the chat together. But that's when you can come and hang out with us and talk back to us and tell us how much you hate us and stuff like that. So
don't talk back to me.
But thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming out, and thank you, Caitlin. Thank you, Phil. We'll see you all very soon. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Oh, that one.